Right. There's an extinct, completely extinct car that we're about to look at. It has never been driven in about 20 years. It's been garage kept for about 15. And the most important thing is, it is Scandinavian. Any guesses? Any guesses? And the answer is Saab. Take the dynamics of the front wheel. Look at that. All these grooves here are to cut air at high speed. Look at all these grooves. Look at these gaps here. All wheels have this. All the wheels all around. Why? It's a cyclone. Whole cyclone goes out. The draft here drops by 40%. Back in the 80s, Saab already had wind tunnel development for their wheels. Wheels. A little bit of 126-esque for all you Mercedes guys out there, you should know that. Spring and absorber, two separate units. Why? To handle the load separately. Apparently, some manufacturers believe this is the key to comfort and handling at its most precise point. I beg to differ. There's only a handful of car makers in the world that make a car in blue and the interior is the same blue. For instance, Rolls-Royce shooting brake, that was one. One more is the Bentley shooting brake. All of these shooting brakes were built in the 80s and they had matching colored interiors. Why is this important right now? Come and have a look. Saab did it way back then. The interior is full with this green. It is fiberglass. It has lasted give or take 40 years, and because it's a Saab, nothing is broken. It's like a fighter jet. It's an old fighter jet. Nothing's broken. Everything's tight. Even this is tight. Everything in here is green apart from the dash. Why? Because that time they didn't have Saab individual. Saab was already ahead of all the other Germans. Why? Look at how old this is. It's a coupe, right? Rear window. The rear window is pop out. See that mechanism there? It's pop out. That is a pop out rear window like the E30 and the E21. Shall I go on? Saab was ahead of its time. It's just that BMW, Mercedes, Audi took the attention away from them. Why? Something to do with a little thing called BTCC and GTCC, isn't it? An abandoned Saab. You must be thinking, where do I start? What do I do? Well, the master from Myanmar is here. He's actually having a look under the bonnet. What are we doing now? About what? Brake. So yes, bleeding the brakes, checking if the servo is in working condition, the master cylinder is in working condition. As you can see, there will be no warning lights coming out onto the dash saying fluid low or fluid too much, because this is out. But you look at it, it's 40 to 50 years old and it still can connect. Look at that, man. Look at that. It still can go in. It's not disintegrated, it's the original wiring. It's a single cam 4-cylinder. It will need new plug leads, engine oil, flush, new intake manifold gaskets. So anything to do with vacuuming of the engine, sealing its air compartments, as well as the electronic side of it. So electronically speaking, everything needs to be looked at. Everything needs to be checked twice in order for this abandoned car to see the road again, and of course to see nice road trips once more. Obviously you're thinking, what's the benefit of owning something like this? Mike, there's only one bloody benefit. You will drive what others cannot dream. You will drive what others cannot fathom to own. You will drive and own something that cannot be owned. Should I say more? If I need to say more, swipe up, Mike. One thing that I was still confused about was, why have these vents here when it's a front engine? And then it hit me. They did not come with vents at first. They did not come with a rear spoiler. So you can imagine, Saab understood that the rear end was getting too light. They added in a spoiler. the rear end was getting too unstable at cornering speeds. Why? Because there was nothing on the left or the right keeping it steady. That's why they added these fins. As soon as air hits this, it creates a cyclone, therefore creating weight on the left and the right, keeping the ass in check. Build quality for cars these days, what do I say? Absolute shit. Why? This car is 40 years old. Come, have a look. Original logos, not moving, not cracked, nothing. Spoiler, solid, rubber. Next, plastic vents, still plastic, not disintegrating. BMW, Mercedes. Door handle, faded, but still works. Isn't it Alfa Romeo? Isn't it Fiat? Still works. Next, side mirror. Still there. It's still there. Isn't it Ford? Isn't it? Look at this. Gold words on the turbo. And it's still in one piece. Original paint, original gold. Isn't it? Isn't it? For all you E30 guys out there, tell me the dashboard, your dashboard has no cracks. Well, this Saab has no cracks at all on its dash, and it's been sitting outside its entire life. In the heat, in the sun, Malaysian heat and sun, and still no crack. Look at the door cards. They're just dirty. They're not faded. They're just dirty. Dirt is their only enemy. Look at the steering. There's no cracks. The horn. Look at the attention to detail for the horn. These grooves. These grooves are here in case your hand slips off the horn. It doesn't. The glass, the front windscreen is not oxidized. The rubber is still in one bloody piece. E34? E36? Hello? E30? Hello? Look! Look! This is build quality. For fuck's sake, this is build quality. Look at it. Look at this plastic cover here. Hello, Mercedes, BMW. Take a fucking page out of Saab's book. Yeah, they lost money, but they did so with pride. Look at that.